Hello there everyone, my name is Shy Bad Guy. So, as from the title, if you have seen this before, you can obviously tell that I am playing Sonic Gems Collection for the Gamecube. And this is the only version. This is the only thing that has Sonic the Fighters and Sonic R on it. Sure, Sonic the Fighters are on Xbox 360 and PS3, but Sonic R hasn't gotten a re-release. It did on PC. But that's about it. So first thing, if you use the control stick and press the Y button on here, you can change the colors and move the R around. Ooh! So welcome to Sonic R. The game with... It's a racing game. That's what R stands for. Racing. I believe. And this game has a very unusual soundtrack. Instead of it being all like high energetic and stuff, it's a lot of pop and R&B. So as we can see right here, this is a load save data file all the way in the options, not at the beginning of the game. But what you just saw was a fully completed save file to prove that I have done this before. So, we have only 5 tracks, and we can only play as 4 opponents at the beginning. We unlock Eggman by beating the game, and we get, well, you're going to find out.
Ready, set, go!
And we're off. So, in this version of the game, along with the PC version, there's weather mechanics. All does make it look pretty. But when it's winter / icy, then you can walk on the icy ground. That's pretty cool. I personally like this because it means that there wasn't any fault if you managed to go off course and, you know, into the water. Because you just run on it. So as you can already hear, yeah, this is some of the music where it's like, it's pretty weird, you know, this isn't really like racing music, but at the same time, it's weirdly good. I really enjoy it. You know, it's a guilty pleasure of many people. In fact, it's so good, it's even on my iPod. Yep, I have the entire Sonic R playlist. I have the entire Sonic R CD on my Apple account. And I love it. I'm not ashamed of it. I love this music. Is it racing music? No, it's not racing music, but it's really, really good. And it's just unique, and it's just good for that reason. So that's a shortcut that I just took, where you can just like go through the trees right there. You don't even have to do the loop-de-loop in order to go to the next race. So you might be wondering why this video is so long. Well, I've beaten this game in about an hour. And with all the cuts I made to it, it was only about 40 minutes. So that's why this is just going to be one very big, long video of, you know, me completing the game. Hence the title of this thing, Let's Complete. And with that, we have beaten first place. Now you may be wondering, what do I have to do in this game? Get first place, of course. Well, there's 3 things you can do, and only one thing you have to do. Get first place in every single race. That's the must. And the 2 side things you can do is 1, get all 5 character tokens, and the last one, well, get all 7 Chaos Emeralds. As I just did right there. Now, if I've already came in first place in a race, I'm not going to put all of us through watching me go through and do it all over again. However, I will show you where the Chaos Emeralds are, and the 5 character tokens. So, those are the 3 things that I have to show. I'm also going to be showing off subtle differences that I can notice, like the birds up there in the night sky. And then, well, once we get our 5 character tokens, you'll see the other thing I'm going to show off. So there's one right here under the waterfall, which I missed, because I do that a lot. There's one right here, in the little 20-ring pathway. These things happen in, I believe, all the courses. There's 20 rings and 50 rings. The 50 rings are normally Chaos Emeralds, and the 20 rings are normally, you know, the character tokens. So let's see if I can grab this one. And if you hold down while running fast, then you'll spinball it. Although it really makes you lose a lot of speed, so it's not really that worth it. I don't know why they did it. And if we get all 5 character tokens and come in anywhere from 1st to 3rd place, we get to race against a secret character. Now if you lose this, you're out of luck. You're gonna have to do it all over again. And if you hit pause in the middle of a character race, you can't retry it. You have to do it all in one go. which, you know, some might complain about, but I don't really see it as that big of an issue, because it's not that hard to get all 5 character tokens anyway. Except for one specific race, which we will talk about once we get there. And, well, you see that yellow thing on the side there? Yeah, that's the weather machine. That's what causes all this weather here. I've never played the Saturn version of the game, which is the version that this game first came out on. But this is on the Saturn, the Gamecube, and the PC. And if you're in the water, you go really down and you just in the swim bit. And that thing that we just went on, so I'm going to call it Speed Booster, or the slot machine. You see, if you have at the max 50 rings, and once you get on it, you're gonna go the whole distance it plans on you going. But if you have any number of rings, then it'll take you a short amount of that distance, up to however much your rings are worth. It's a set distance, and you know the rings you have. If you have 19, you're gonna go about 19 steps. If you have 50, you're gonna go the whole thing. And that's about all the gimmicks here. So there, we have one, and now we have Senior Metal Sonic. And we're only 6 minutes into the game. Can you see why this is a Let's Complete? We're only 6 minutes into the game, and we already have about 20% of the game done. So now we're going to play as Tails and go to Radical City. Yeah, all 5 of these races start with an R, because Sonic R. Ready? No? Okay. So we have Tails with his slightly annoying flutter, and by flutter I mean pitter-patter of his tails. It's not that bad, you get used to it after a bit, but you know, it's just not that pleasant. And the thing here is that the Sonic coins are a little annoying. You know, they're in a very weird pattern, but you know, they're not that bad. You'd normally find them if you just, you know, try whatever you can. Trial and error is normally what works best with this game. And there are some arrow signs to point in the right direction, or even stuff like that. You know, the caution booth. I missed that token. It's gonna happen a lot here. It's not that hard to miss tokens. It becomes pretty simple, really. In fact, let's watch you miss another one. There we go. So yeah, it's very easy to pass by the tokens, and when you try to stop in this game, it takes a long time. But you know, I'd rather go fast and try to get in again on the second lap or so than try to get on the first one. And once I have enough rings, I just go by here. Oh, look, there's a Chaos Emerald. And it makes us go in reverse. So the thing here is that with those little sliding doors, you don't have to enter from the front. You can enter from the back, too. Now, I don't know if the objects will load if you try to enter it from the back, but it doesn't hurt to try. You know, you can definitely try it. I have no idea. I haven't really tried it, but you know, I didn't really think about it. I think only one time I did it, and I think for the character tokens, I know that you can still get them without having to pay the slight fee, despite me missing it again. So what's going to happen is if I don't get all the character tokens or the Chaos Emeralds on the first go-around, then I will just jump cut to show you where they are and give you... I'll do it with a few seconds beforehand so you can kind of get a good idea of where it is. You know, I'm not going to zoom into the map to show you, hey, it's right here. I don't really see much use in that. So let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about my life since we have a bit of time to kill now. So, back last year, I have been trying hard to get a job. A lot of people have been shoving it down my throat, and it was just annoying for a while for people to keep saying, hey, you should apply here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And the biggest thing was that I applied to a lot of places, and the 2 places that I was really determined to go to, one of them was Subway, and the other one was not Jersey Mike's, but it was a sub shop. For Subway, what happened was I applied, and everything's going good, and then I didn't really get a phone call, so I did a follow-up, and I did more and more, and I kept showing up at the store and just trying to do what I can. I'm going to take a pause from my story to explain the electric shield right here. The regular shield doesn't really do a whole lot, but the electric shield, it gravitates the rings. You know, you can only get it from the spinning wing item selecting thingy. So back to my story, you know, they just, I don't know what happens. Also, here's Tails Doll, my favorite character. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just like kept forgetting about me or what. I kept showing up and talking to the manager, and they took my application, took her to the surrounding stuff, and so happened. Here's what happened when I hit pause, and I got a quick little snapshot of that. They told me that they took my application, took it to the neighboring subway to see if they need any applicants, because the person hired too many people to sign me applying. And I just had enough. I was like, you know what, I'm going to move on now. But before that whole debacle, at the sub shop, I put in my application. I didn't hear anything, so I came back 2 weeks later. And, you know, I was like, hey, can I see the manager? You know, I want to see what they think about my application. I didn't really hear anything, so I kept showing up until eventually the manager came out and said, listen, a lot of people have been applying for this job, and, you know, I'm only one man. I can only, you know, read through so many at one time. I'm like, awesome, well, you know, take your time and let me know. And I haven't gotten a single phone call from them since. So that was pretty much them telling me, hey, stop showing up. I applied to a lot of places, but, you know, I finally have this one job where I applied online, and they gave me a phone call, and I didn't see it because, you know, I didn't have their number in my phone. All I saw was a random number, and, you know, telemarketers are amazing because I just see random numbers, and I always think it's a scam. But about a week after getting it, as I was bored and going through my phone numbers, I went through and listened to it, and it was the manager saying, hey, you know, I'm interested in your application, please call us back. I'm like, oh great. So I called them as soon as I could, which was about 8 days later from when they called me originally. And I told them what happened, and they're like, okay, well, you know, meet us at this day at this time. I showed up a bit early. And they're like, okay, well, you know, this is nice. You know, I like your attitude. That took me to like cloud 9. To know that whoever's interviewing you likes your attitude, that means a lot to me. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm doing amazing. I feel so happy. All I have to do is I have to get some materials in order for me to like be ready to work. I love how Tails is always just like lying there. Like, no, I'm defeated. I need to be Satan. And so once I get that ready, I'm going to call them, and I'm also going to call them and, you know, tell them about another thing I'm doing. So yeah, we have Tails down now, and here we have Metal Sonic. And if you look, his eyes glitch out a bit. That's, some people have claimed that's him blinking. I'm not really sure. So the one thing that is stopping me from working like immediately right now is the musical I'm doing. I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but I am in a musical at my school. We are doing Fame Junior Edition, and you know, I really wanted to be Miss Sherman because I really love her part in the song Teacher's Argument. It's just really, really good, and it's amazing. I really wanted to do it, and I made her my #1 pick, and the director was just like, nah, you good. So I'm Mr. Scheinkopf, the music teacher, which isn't really that bad. You know, I do have a few lines, but definitely like the least amount of lines from any other teacher and any of the main co-actors. Like, I believe I have as many lines as Goody and Lamb Chops, but you know, that's alright. The only special thing that I'm doing that I want to talk about is that during the Junior Festival, I'm going to be quote-unquote conducting it, which it just kind of sounds dumb, you know? I'm just flailing my arms in the air, and someone taught me like 4/4 measure, so I at least kind of look like I know what I'm doing. But I've been improvising a little bit too to add a bit dramatic flair to it. So yeah, you know, I find it interesting, and I have no idea when a performance is going to be, but I know they're going to be soon. I just don't know if it's going to be this week like 2 weeks from now. So I've just been calling everyone that I know and telling them about the play and about the job and how I don't know when either is going to start. I'm going to try to start the job after I finish the musical. I don't know if the manager would be okay with that, but you know, I'm hoping, because I don't want to like, hey, I know we said this day, but we're still rehearsing, and you know, we gotta rehearse at 8, and I know you want me to work at 5, you know, but you know, this can't really happen. So that's because we're not supposed to miss any of the tech week. So you know, do I want to be in a musical or do I want the job? I want both, so I'm going to try to arrange it so that I can do the musical, have that finish up, and then go and do the job. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm planning on. Because if that can happen, then, you know, all my ducks are in a line. I won't have that much on my plate. I'll be able to perform and sing and live my heart out as the bi guy I am, and then go and work and make money and, you know, start saving up for stuff during summer. And that's what I really want to do. And then, you know, come home at like 10 p.m. and be like, okay, I'm gonna record for like an hour. And then I'll be like, wait, I overscheduled stuff. Shit! I don't know, it's just how I see stuff. So, there's a coin right up here at that spring. You need to like keep an eye on that, because that's the one where I'm just like, where is that coin? I can't find it. So yeah, that's the one coin that, you know, kind of bugged me a bit. But overall, it's not that bad. And now we're going to challenge Dr. Eggman Robo. So I picked Knuckles for this place because I originally thought that this was where you unlock Robo Knuckles. But no, you unlock Robo Eggman here. For some reason. And that kind of confuses me. Like, I know Eggman Robo is from, like, you know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But, like, Tails Dog comes out of nowhere. And this one kind of comes out of nowhere, too. Like, if you go to the character select screen, you can see that it's out of order, too. So it's just odd. It's weird. I don't know why they made it that way, but, you know. What can I do? I'm not the game developers, and this game is a little old. But I shouldn't be yawning. It's 1:43 a.m. I don't get a lot of... Like, this is the one night where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record. And it's been a week since my last video, and so I wanted to go and, like, record so I can, like, hey, you know, I'm not giving up yet. I've just had, like, a lot going on with, like, school, and the play, and getting a job. And so, you know, it's gonna be sketchy for a bit, but I'm gonna have everything all sorted and figured out. And once that can happen, then be good to go. That's what I really want. And, you know, once I got the interview for the job, like, the manager was telling me, okay, well, you know, just... I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for yawning. The manager told me, okay, have this and this by, and, you know, if you come by tomorrow, I'll hand you your schedule. I'm like, oh boy, I have a job, I have a job. I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh, I was like on cloud 9. I was like all like warm and fuzzy, and like my brain was all over the place. So this is what happens if you get a Chaos Emerald, but don't get first place. Yeah, real cock tease. So my brain was just like in the clouds and was like, I can't believe I have a job. And the first thing that like popped in my head was
Ready, set, go!
the first thing popped in my head was, you know, I have a job. I'm gonna be able to complain about having my job like everyone else. I don't know, like, if that's Marxist perspective or like functionalist. I just think it's funny, and like it's the first thing popped in my head. So as you saw from the beginning, there's rainbow here, and that only shows up in the rain section. So, Regal Factory. You are a piece of work. What do I hate about this level? You have to wait for the Chaos Emeralds to appear when you pay the toll. The 5 character tokens are scattered all about in varying locations. And there's just some weird jumps that you have to take here that can totally drag you behind. And there are mandatory stop, turn, Tomb Raider style in order to figure out where you're going. I just don't like it. It's not... like, I don't like this stage. Like, I like the aesthetic of it. And I like the layout, and I even like the music. I just don't like how the optional stuff is laid out. That's the one thing I don't like about it. And... it's the one thing... like, this is the one stage that, like, I love aesthetically. Like, it's more unique. Despite it being a factory setting, I know it's, like, so, but, like, this is more unique from, like, the other stages. In my eyes, anyway. But it's also, like, the hardest to, like, get all the bonuses for and, like, get first place for it. So, it's odd in that regard. And, like, here's one of the areas I was talking about before, where you had to stop, turn, and there you go. And you already saw the other one, when the map glitched out a bit. I need to stop yawning, I don't know why I am. Like, I don't yawn often, so it's so weird. Anyway. You may be wondering why I haven't played as Amy yet, or even some of the other characters. And, well, that's for once we get all the characters. And here's Robo Knuckles. So this last character that we have to unlock is the last one that you get by collecting the character tokens. Because for the last and final race, there are no character tokens, and there are no Chaos Emeralds. It's just you, 2 50 ring gates, and a bright, colorful, radiant race. I was gonna say Radiant Emerald, but that's the name of the track. Do I really want to be that guy? So, you may be wondering, well, hey, I got 5 character tokens. Why can't I just go ahead and, you know, like, get 50 rings and, you know, get the Chaos Emeralds while I'm in the race for the enemy? You see, that'd be awesome. But that's not what Sega team had in mind when they made this game. If you have 50 rings and you unlock a gate in order for you to get a Chaos Emerald while you're fighting against an enemy, it won't show up. And you wanna know how I know this? Well, we're gonna find out. Because I tried it and it just did not happen. It's gonna happen here soon. So I'm making a turn, and we're going here. This is where you get one of the 2 remaining Chaos Emeralds. And you see that little air bubble on the yellow submarine? That's where the Chaos Emerald's supposed to pop out. But it doesn't, and I figured, okay, well, you know, maybe it's a fluke. I can just get it next time, you know? So, this is the second Gamecube game that has a yellow submarine in it. First with Sega, with this game. And the other was Nintendo with Mario Sunshine. For, like, Blanco Cavern? I forgot the name of it. It's the second world where you race on the squids and you, like, squirt the fan with water to get the blue coin. So yeah, it's supposed to come out here, but it doesn't. And this is when I realized, oh man, Knuckles is kind of in the lead here. I didn't really like that. So Knuckles makes a U-turn somehow, chooses a slow pathway, and yet he's right there. So yeah, do I make it? Do I make it? Do I make it? Yep. But that was a really close race, and I can't deny myself that. And he looks like a squashed bug right there. Like, I can't put it past me. Like, he looks squashed. And now, we've unlocked almost all the characters. we still haven't gotten all the Chaos Emeralds. So, let's go get them. Are you ready? Get set. Go! And here we are. So, now to show you what was actually supposed to happen. So it comes down, and I just walk past it. I don't need that stupid emerald. I don't. You know what? I'm Sonic. I don't need that. So yeah, there's the other Chaos Emerald that I do wait for. And what's this? Oh, and there we go. The two Chaos Emeralds here are really bland colors. And we have gotten first place. I'm gonna start beating myself up anytime I yawn. So now we have all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Maybe wondering, oh, what did you get Super Sonic? No? That'd be stupid, wouldn't it? yeah, we do. We get Super Sonic. And here's an interesting thing about Radiant Emerald, the last race. If you play as any character, you're gonna get the normal tune. But if you play as Super Sonic, you're gonna get a special secret tune.
Ready, set, go!
And this is the Super Sonic Racing song from the main title theme. But this is the full version. And you know, I think this is really cool. You know, I really like the song. This is like one of the few. I think this is like the only song where it has like a good enough beat where it's like I can actually race to this. As you can see, the track itself is like this rainbow glowing effect, and it's like really cool. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. Race, everybody supersonic racing. Gotta keep your feet right on the ground. When you're supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. So it's one of the few songs I really love. I've beaten this game like one time before, as you've already seen, but you know, when I was looking at the Gamecube that I have, you know, I know it's an old system. I use my Wii, but you know, my controllers, they aren't brand new. They're pretty old, and they're just not. They're just not what they're cracked up to be. And so I knew, it was like, listen. And I looked at the game disc too, I'm like, damn. It's scratched up to hell and back, as most old games are that, you know, when you're a child, you don't care about taking care of. But listen, I recorded this and Sonic the Fighters, and that's all I really needed. Like, when it comes to this, like, one game collection. So I'm glad that I was able to record at least me beating those 2 games. Because yeah, I could totally get Sonic the Fighters, Tails as well. Yeah, I can totally get Sonic the Fighters on, you know, the PS3 or whatever. I just don't really want to pay more money for that. Oh, Metal Sonic trying to beat me. I'm not gonna let him. You know, as I said before, Sonic R has been released on PC, but that's it. And even then it's not on Steam, so I'd have to like buy the CD of it. So, you know, I'm just happy that I was able to, like, play through and beat Sonic's R and Sonic the Fighters on here. As for Sonic CD, I've already beaten that on my old channel, so you can go and check that out. So yeah, this is the end screen that you get, and it shows you that you have now unlocked Eggman. So yeah, now we have all the characters. So what do I do now? Well, now, I'm going to show off all the characters, how they control, and do it for about a lap. Because, listen, you all don't need to be here longer than I do. I don't need to be here longer than you do. So Amy, despite being in a car in a race, has the worst acceleration. Now you do have a little tire boost that shows up about every 10 seconds. But it doesn't really make up for it. Like, even if you know all the shortcuts, you're still not really gonna do that great. Now, if you try to use this car while also doing multiplayer against your friends, Yeah, definitely gonna come in last. Here we have Eggman with his little Atari 2600 sounding spaceship thing. And the thing is, after 11 seconds of starting the race, you get a little bomb thing. And, you know, you get to shoot some people, and it just, like, bounces them for like 3 seconds. It's not that cool. And I thought originally, okay, 11 seconds, that doesn't seem that bad. But it takes 20 seconds every time after that for your bomb to charge up so you can shoot more people. That's what makes it pretty, like, kind of productive, because, yeah, you know, it would be overkill for you to be able to, like, shoot bombs every 3 seconds, but you're not really gonna do that great. So, I don't know, I just would have wished that the bomb would be available more often. And now we have Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic doesn't do a whole lot, still has the same sound effects as Atari 2600. Yeah, he's like Sonic, he doesn't do a whole lot. Although he can walk on water. That's pretty cool. Now, here's the thing you might have noticed. Hey, you picked one of the secret characters. How come you have to race against Super Sonic? Aren't you gonna lose? Yeah. That's the thing I kind of don't like about it, is that, you know, you have to face Super Sonic. Which kind of means you're gonna lose by default because no one can beat Super Sonic. So that's not really fun or fair. I'd like it if they made it like Amy or Eggman.
Go!
But what can you do? And here we have Tails Doll, my favorite creepy little character. And on my old channel, I actually made a playlist of all the Tails Doll stuff and Ben stuff from like the creepypastas. I compiled it together as like one big playlist. Tails Doll can also walk on water, which is pretty cool. But for like the Tails Doll video, I just included everything that had Tails Doll in it from Some Call Me Johnny. If you hold the A button, which you can use to jump and shoot, you can see that Tails Doll floats infinitely. So you could hold the A button throughout the entire race and see no difference. He just wiggles and wobbles. I just think Tails Doll is a really cool character, like design-wise. He's like pretty creepy, but also cute. And that's what I kind of love about him. Because he can be like super scary and also super adorable. And that's kind of why I really like him. Here's Metal Knuckles, and he looks really dumb. But you know, he can hover for a really long time, and that makes it really cool. For some of the characters, like Tails, if you press A, then A again, you can fly. Knuckles can glide. Metal Knuckles can hover glide, I guess? And that's me proving off that there's pretty poor detection. I mean, poor hit detection on that little area right there. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that happened. I was so close to making it over it too. You know, I think if I went over like the top one, I would have been able to make it. So yeah, I think Metal Knuckles might just be the secret underdog. Here we have Eggman Robo. He doesn't have anything unique about him. He's just a big guy. And yeah, that's all he's got. He has the bombs, but you know, they're not as effective. But they do seem to have like a faster recharge rate. And the thing is, you can't shoot the bombs all willy-nilly. Like you have to log on. You have to lock on to an opponent and then press the A button in order to shoot it. And that's what makes it kind of hard to judge. But, it's not that bad. So back to the job I was talking about. The manager said that I can't have my watch on, which I've had on for like a while. Not like a year, but like kind of close to that-ish. I just love being able to like know the time for like when I'm in school and stuff. And welcome to the multiplayer thing, and there's two options here: race and get 5 balloons. What's get 5 balloons? Well, you get 5 balloons. So 5 balloons are placed around the track, and all you have to do is touch them. You know, as long as you get the majority, you win. And since there's only 5, you know, you can't really tie. I haven't really tried to see what happens if like 2 people touch the last balloon at like the same second. But then again, I really don't care enough to do it. It's just like it's just another small like dumb thing. As you look at the bottom, if you look at Tails, he's just kind of like floating there, going left continuously. And that's one thing I don't really like about the old GameCube controllers. It seems to like go whack a lot often. Like they just hold a random input for a long time. It seems to be left on both my controllers. I have one controller I've had literally since childhood. Another controller that I got recently. And it's just annoying. It really is. But what can I do? I'm gonna give it to a friend so that they can go through and clean the controls, see if the inputs stop being so jank. Okay, that's our balloons, and guess what races? You race. And you've seen me race out of this entire video. So here, you get to have the ending. Because listen, it's a race. You've seen nothing but races in this video. You don't really need to see more. However, in the time attack, there's 2 special options. Reverse and tag for characters. This is where you're going to see the controllers start to get all, how do you say, sucky lucky. So just from the start of the race, you will see me holding left. It's not on my own, it's from the controller all by itself. There it goes. So yeah, I got to fight a bit, but tag for characters is this. You bop 3 characters and that's it. So even with the controller still being all over the place, I still somehow managed to go through and like tag off 4 characters. So I was pretty proud of myself for doing that and like persevering through that. And I'm glad I recorded Sonic the Fighters first because it'd be really hard to fight holding left. And as you saw, Sonic can go into the water if he's like stable for a while. Just something to keep in mind. So there's Egg Robo. And this is me trying to capture Tails Doll, which, if anything, Tails Doll captures you. It's like Sonic.exe, but like cooler. So as long as you keep moving forward, no matter what the velocity, you're gonna be able to float on the water for a while. So Tails Doll is just running away, and you know, we don't like that. So after enough time, I just fade away. Boink. Once you tag the 4th character, that's it. So it took me 2 minutes and 42 seconds in order to go and tag all 4 characters. You can do that for all 5 courses. I don't suggest that you don't really get anything for it, you know, it's just time attack. And the last thing is reverse, where you get to go through a race in reverse. Now for the reverse and normal time attacks, there's no characters, no magical spinny like item slot thingies. It's just sparkles, showing you where to go, in case you forget. So that's nice, and I'm still holding left here, not by choice. But you know, it's nice that they have a little thing in case you are not too sure where to go. And I think the reason that they don't give you any rings here is because if you hit the item booster, it could lead you backwards, and that could not be fun. But you know, if you're having issues trying to figure out where like some secret character tokens or chaos modes are, you know, it's good to do that. So now we're gonna go to the options, load save data, and it's time to save it. There's my second 100% fully completed save file for Sonic R. And now we have the credits, which you get once you beat Radiant Emerald. But I decided to move it here at the end because it just fit more. So, it's time for me to answer what do I feel about Sonic R. Well, it's a unique racing game. Not even a Sonic game, it's a unique racing game. I appreciate it. You know, I was pretty happy with it when I got the Sonic Gems collection way back in 2nd grade. And this is the same copy I've had since then. And, you know, it was just awesome to see Sonic in like a 3D environment for the first time. you know, I had Sonic Adventure before then, and I grew up with Sonic Adventure, but you know, to see, I loved the old stuff. I'm just like, whoa, this is so old, that's so cool. And so like see Sonic R and like see like the jagged polygons and such, it was just unique, and I loved it, and it was just so cool. But as a game, I like the character tokens, and the fact that, you know, you don't need a specific ring amount to buy the characters. You know, you can just like find them on your own. It's like a little scavenger hunt, and that's the thing that I really liked about it. And I like the Chaos Symbols too. I wish that there was like, I wish that it was kind of like on a map. Maybe you could like buy it from a shop or something to like get the locations. That would be pretty awesome. Not even like the location, but maybe like just like an arrow pointing at where they are. I think that'd be really nice of an addition to it. But you know, the game by itself, the music is awesome. I like it despite it being, you know, not normal for a racing game. I like all the characters. I wish that, you know, as for every single like Sonic game, I wish that there was more characters. I wish that they could I could play as every single Sonic character, because it would just be fun to me to be able to play as like Beam the Dynamite or Fang the Sniper here, because it'd be awesome to like run around and like shoot people with my fake little gun. Oh, that's pretty rebellious and emo, so I don't really think that they would put that in an E for Everyone Sega game. There's only 5 racing tracks, so there's not that much variety here. You know, this isn't your Mario Kart. But you know, if you have a friend, you could be down for a good time. You know, it's very unique, a lot of different pathways to go, and it's fun. You know, that's all I can really say. That it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and you know, I enjoyed it way back then. I enjoy it now, and I had to use YouTube to look up some of where the character tokens are beforehand. Like in like the first time I did this, like way before I even thought of like recording it. And you know, this game is just fun. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. It may not look like it's too amazing, but I think it is. Like, I love the music. A lot of people love the music, despite it being so weird. The tracks are awesome. They're very unique and like visually different from what you expect. And like the characters are so cool. Amy sucks, and like Dr. Eggman sucks. So that's pretty cool. Like the car one sucks, despite it being like logical. And you know, this is a fun game. I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad I have history with it. So again, I highly suggest that you go pick it up and try it out. Until then, I'm Shy Bad Guy, and thank you all for watching.